May 26, 2017. It's 4:30 in the morning and we're finally up for a morning turkey hunt. It is sprinkling outside, it's not pouring. We don't have a choice. We have to do something about this weather. We're gonna go, hopefully we're gonna pack a turkey this morning. Everything in Ontario is starting to flood on the lakefront of the Big O. Scary out there. Gotta find some information out about Trenton to see if it's still able to launch boats, but we're up. We're going to get some turkeys. Let's get going. Hopefully today's the day. Alright, we're set up. They should hit the ground here. We're probably going to need them to make about 20 steps. And then we might get a shot at one. It's been a long season. The bugs are getting really, really bad. Hopefully we just get it done today. Well, first off, let's hope they land. Them turkeys are starting to make some noise. Starting to sound like they're gonna come out of the roost soon. Mosquitoes are gigantic and they don't care about bug spray at all. Hopefully this is gonna take all morning because I'd like to get out of here with at least some skin not bitten. Officially outsmarted this morning. The tom got to within 33 yards when they came off the roost, but he was so surrounded by hens that I didn't want to shoot and accidentally hit a hen, so they got the best of me. All right, home from turkey hunting. As you can tell, it's much later in the day. Had a shave when I got home, wipe off that turkey beard. Nothing but bad luck this morning. Man, I can't believe those hens protected that tom. Like I just didn't have a clear shot and I really didn't want to, you know, accidentally hit one of those hens, so we just let them walk. It's heartbreaking, it's depressing, we're running out of time quickly, but this is what we got today. We're going in a couple hours to fish the Trenton River in Trenton with Scotty. Tundra, maybe we can jig up some big walleye there. The Bay of Quinte has gigantic walleye, but first, before we get to that, I have two questions that I was asked on YouTube that we're going to get to. The first one is from Real Canadian Lunker Hunter. I don't know if you guys can see that. Subscribe to his YouTube page. His question is, I gotta find it again. Can you do a quick vid on your electronics and how you tied them together? Well, first, I didn't tie them together, but I will explain to you what I know about it and what Andrew Mercer did. Andrew, I wish he wasn't on vacation. He's gone laker fishing up north. He's the electronics guy for FearFishing. He hooked it all up. So basically, we're gonna run through this. At my console, I have an HDS 8 unit. At my front, I have a 7, an old 520. Basically, they're all connected together through the NEMA switch right here on the back of your Lawrence units. This black cord runs to this C20, then runs to this that is split off to do this. When you have to connect the two units, you need power. We didn't have an extra power supply, so basically we used this fish finder as the power supply for the GPS for this and that. So when I hit mark our waypoint on any three of these fish finders, they show up on all the units. So I know if I'm at the front of my boat where my waypoints are. If I'm at my console, I know where my waypoints are. The other cool thing is I have sonar at all three units. I can run sonar here, and my chart plotter here, or my chart plotter here, my sonar here. It all works. It's all to help me keep on fish. It's pretty inexpensive. These units are old. They're nothing like, they're not new and fancy, reasonably priced, but they work great. So I hope that answers your question. NEMA cable is, you can buy like a starter pack and you can connect two units that way. Next question. All right, our next question, we're gonna whiteboard it. It's kind of a complicated one, but we'll try to make it as simple as possible. Comes from Hook That Up. Subscribe on YouTube. His question is, could you talk about finding fish on a weed edge and what to look for? The lakes I fish obviously all have weed, but I'm having a hard time understanding what a weed edge is supposed to be. Basically, my friend, lake Look, fish need structure. If you are fishing open water and you're not getting your lines dirty, you're not catching fish. Basically, if you have a lake, a great way to find weed edges, first off, download, if you have a smartphone, your Navionics app. Not everybody has expensive fish finders with GPS. This will help. So on a lake, 90% of it is dead water. There's nothing there. Your shore is obviously going to be shallower than the middle. So on the edges of deep water, the weed will only grow to a certain depth. So let's say this is our weed bed, and this shoreline is 1 foot to 8 foot, and then drops off to 20 feet. Unless your lake's super clear, your lake isn't going to grow deep weed. So here on our 8 foot mark is going to be a line of open water. Basically, where the weed meets the deeper water. This, my friend, is where your walleye are going to hang out. In the summertime, smallmouth will hang out on the weed edge, and your largemouth are going to fill in this area. Think of a fishing spot as like a small ecosystem. I hope you guys can see my terrible drawing on there. A fishing spot is like its own ecosystem. If you find a good fishing spot and there's largemouth there, if the lake has pike in it, there's probably going to be pike mixed in that weed. To the outside, there'll probably be walleye feeding. And then in all that area, muskie eat everything, so they're going to be there too. Now, how do you find a good weed edge? All weed edges aren't created equal. First off, you need to find milfoil. Second off, if you have a weed edge, it's not always going to be straight. Sometimes it's going to be curved and bend like this. The key points to fishing a weed edge are a point, an inside corner, anything that changes. The big thing about fishing, anything that's the same doesn't hold fish. It's the changes on those spots. Let's say on your weed edge, you all of a sudden you find some rock piles. Well, that rocky area is now going to become, that's going to be a favorable spot for fish. It's going to create, habitat for crayfish on a weed edge, which has minnows, which is going to have bluegill, which is going to have predatory fish. Now let's say on the weed, there's a tree that falls down. Obviously the shade created by the tree is going to create a hot spot. There'll be some parts of the weed edge that aren't as good as any, but there'll always be cruising fish around any weed edge. How do you find the weed edge? Get in your boat. It's kind of hard if you're shore fishing, I will admit. It's going to be tough to find a weed edge if you're shore fishing. Get in your boat, drive in the deep water. As soon as you hit the deep water, as soon as you hit the shallow water, you see the weed, that is your weed line. Follow that. Hope this answers your question. Weed edges are awesome. And remember, milfoil is money. Alright, we made it to the Great Bay of Quinte. It's raining out. Tundra.
Hey man.
What's up, brother?
Not much.
You can sure pick the days to fish.
Oh yeah, these are beautiful days.
We better get some fish out here. We're gonna get them, eh?
Oh yeah.
You fired up?
It's carp and fresh scope, so.
Haha, let's do this. Go time. Lay it out. There you go, man. Got it. So good. Oh, oh, God. Scotty, too hot. Scotty, there you go, man. Whew.
No offering at the boat.
There you go, bro. Bite is on. The bite is on. Live release. Tundra, baby.
It's a good night, man.
We got some fish. Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Thanks so much for coming, dude.
Thanks for having me.
It was a good night. That's probably the most quinte walleye I've ever caught in one session.
Yeah, that was good.
Did you have a blast?
Yeah.
We do it again?
Yeah, we'll do it again, man.
Quinte eyes? Woo! Too bad we didn't get a big one, eh?
Yeah.
We each lost a big fish. I don't know what they are, but I'm gonna say mine was a walleye just because.
I'm gonna say mine was probably a rock. Or a log.
All right, home finally. Rough start to the day with the turkeys. I knew as soon as those hens landed out of the roost first that those gobblers were gonna blend right in. Couldn't get a clean shot. Don't want to wound or shoot a hen. That's totally illegal. And it, like, guys, make sure you're aiming at what you're gonna hit. That's the most important thing. Couldn't get a clean shot at a big gobbler. We'll figure it out before the end of the year. It was still a great time. I love being out in the woods. The mosquitoes are kind of getting bad. I'll have to figure out how to, or I'll have to get a thermocell or something to deal with the bugs. I hope I answered your questions, guys. Thank you so much for asking. Anybody else who has questions, pass them along. I'll try to fit them into vlogs. Quinte, usually don't do all that well walleye fishing on quinte. I'm glad I got some fish today. We actually got quite a few of them. Silver bass, my first silver bass ever tonight. Caught a couple drum. No monster walleye, but it's not bass season. I'm happy to catch anything that swims until bass opens, and then it's bass time. I'm pumped. Thank you so much. The numbers on YouTube have been going up overall. Thank you so much for your support. Please subscribe, share the videos, let everybody know about fear fishing in the vlog, and we continue to bring you more. Everybody's been ordering extra fear fishing clothing over the last few days. Thank you for your support. That is truly what is making these come home to you guys. Awesome. Tomorrow is Saturday. I have to go to a party next door that I'm 3 hours late for, but it's for something very important. So I'm going over there now. Tomorrow morning I'm gonna get up early, edit the vlog, and I will have it to you. So guys, we'll figure out something to catch tomorrow. Till then, we'll see you tomorrow.